Pearl. How are you doing today? Or really tonight? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are.
Absolutely welcome everyone to TownSquare Talk with Pat and Pearl.
We are so delighted that you're with us. Just a brief history of our show. If you're watching us for the very first time, Pearl and I started this show April of last year because many of our friends and colleagues and clients were experiencing different set of issues caused by COVID-19.
Mhm.
And so we brainstormed how we could be of value to our community, our friends and clients. And we decided to put this talk show together to address a variety of issues and concerns that were surfacing because of COVID-19. And so we've been of service to women professionals, professionals of all kinds, entrepreneurs, bringing health, career, and entrepreneurial topics to light and bringing a variety of subject matter experts. And so we've been having so much fun making a difference. And tonight is an exciting topic that has really surfaced from a lot of the trends that we've seen in the last really 16 months. Have
Absolutely.
you ever considered an international lifestyle? More and more North Americans are moving overseas. What actually does it take to move overseas? Inquiring minds want to know. Tonight, you will discover the latest lifestyle paradigm shift, how to prepare for a seamless transition if this kind of lifestyle resonates with you, and really the best countries to consider moving to. I'm Pat Albuquerque, president of Majestic Coaching Group. I work with women entrepreneurs, coaches, and healers to help them grow their business in a way that resonates with who they are with ease and grace. I'm a best-selling author and a speaker. And I'd like for you to meet Pearl, my co-host.
And yes, I'm Pearl Peng. I'm the executive advisor, strategist, and speaker. I am the CEO of my own company, Breakthrough Marvel. And welcome once again to Town Square Talk. And Pat, why don't you introduce our guest tonight?
Absolutely. I have the pleasure of introducing Emily Bron. After years of living and working in 4 different countries, 3 continents, several immigrations, and several changes in professional direction, Emily realized that she would like to create a life full of passion, health, and purpose. The concept of international lifestyle consulting came from her desire to help others to work, live, or retire overseas, enjoying life without compromising health and overall well-being. As a trusted guide, Emily helps remote workers and retirees, and she provides them information and support needed to live anywhere around the world while living their desired lifestyle, experiencing different cultures, enjoying an active life, and acquiring good medical help. Emily, welcome to the show. We're so
Welcome,
happy
and
you're here.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pat, Pearl, for opportunity to be here. I'm very grateful to be here and share my knowledge with you and your followers.
And I love that word grateful because every time we have our show, Pearl and I and our guests always share the one thing that we are most grateful for. And so we want to start with you, Emily. What are you most grateful for?
I'm here with you, ladies, and with listeners, and I'm happy to share information that probably most of you cannot find in
Yeah.
internet or other sources. It's firsthand, and actually all what I am sharing with you coming from my own experience, my own life breakthrough, and thank you again for being my host today.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. And Pearl, what are you grateful for?
well, gratitude is really so powerful. At this moment, I am so very, very grateful for my partner, Jim. And without his support, I don't really know how I can get through this whole pandemic. And
Mhm.
he continues to be the rock of my life. So I'm very, very grateful for Jim, having Jim in my life.
And he is an amazing man.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. He is a wonderful man. And you know what? I am grateful for all the first responders that continue to give and give and give and taking care of all the various communities. We're seeing a rise in COVID 19, and I know they're being called upon to step in and step up. And I just want to say that I'm grateful for all those who are willing to step in and really provide all these services that we all desperately need, and some people need, right now as we speak. So thank you.
All right, let's check this out before we start today's show.
There are many reasons people choose to make the move to the destination of their dreams. Remote workers can work from anywhere with an internet connection. Today, virtually every part of the world is online. Once just the lifestyle of digital nomads, the pandemic has led millions of people to work remotely. Many are choosing to move to a foreign location. Retirees, too, discover how their nest egg can go farther when living in a location that offers a better quality of life while reducing expenses. At International Lifestyle Consultants, we have scoured the world to uncover the best foreign destinations to call home. Perhaps you dream of a pastoral life in the quaint European countrysides of Italy or Portugal. On the shores of the Black Sea, you can find luxury accommodations at a fraction of what you would pay in the United States and Canada. Enjoy a leisurely lifestyle of Caribbean or Pacific trade winds found in the beachside communities of Mexico, Central and South America. Choose from the many charming colonial towns located in the same region. Discover areas with quality access to dental and health care that have attracted many foreign travelers on a budget. We make choosing to live in your dream destination a reality. We have curated migratory, cultural, and investment opportunities that you will not find elsewhere. We know firsthand how to help you create your step-by-step relocation plan. You'll begin your journey by filling out our Know Yourself questionnaire. We can also arrange discovery tours so you can experience the culture up close and personal prior to making your move. You don't have to dream of living in an exotic location. Contact us today and make that dream a reality.
And that is from our beautiful Emily Bron. So, Emily, with your special niche here, what got you started in this international lifestyle consulting business?
Thank you for this question, because I know this business is quite new, and niche itself actually came from my desire to help people, as was already noticed. I changed my professional directions over the lifespan several times, living in different countries. But always, all my life, I liked to travel, and I used every opportunity to travel. Several years ago, I opened my small travel company. Actually, Travel Passion, it was the name, and with desire to satisfy my passion for travel and actually to do something else, to do something that other travel companies are not working with. So I started to work with medical tourism because I knew that there are some needs that Americans and Canadians cannot find or satisfy in their home countries. I'm speaking about medical needs, in particular dental services.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and at the same time, I knew from early research that there is a lot of baby boomers who are looking for retirement places overseas, and they start this journey kind of being in 50 plus. So I created several tours, lifestyle discovery tours, to help people to find destination, but at the same time to get like cultural background, to feel the country not as a tourist being a resort, but actually looking how local people are living. So my first tour was created together with my Mexican partners, and the second tour with the partners in Portugal, in Spain. It's how all idea about lifestyle discovery came to life. But last year, when we know COVID stopped all our movement and travel was suffered the most, and all planes were landed, I was sitting in my first lockdown in Toronto, was actually found myself out of my IT consulting work, and my travel, all my plans were shattered. And I was thinking, like in spring of last year, like what I can do, how I can utilize my knowledge, my experience, my multiple connections in different countries, and my passion to help people. And at this moment, I actually noticed that Americans started to move from United States, and actually the only open country at this moment was Mexico. But I realized there's my time. It's how I can make a difference. So I actually transferred my travel company to international lifestyle consulting. My travel tours still kind of on a shelf, medical tourism on a shelf, but I utilize all my knowledge, my daily research, and my connections toward international lifestyle consulting.
That is really, really smart, I have to say. And it's such a genius
It is. It's
transition.
ingenious, right? She just tapped into her gifts uh, uh, and was open to receive. And look at what she's doing. She's doing amazing work. Wow.
Absolutely. So, bravo. And with that, I wonder though, what are the factors? I mean, with people who are migrating and, as you mentioned, are considering working either remotely and so on, or retiring into a different country, what are the factors or triggers that would kind of make people want to live in different places from where they were so familiar with or born in?
There are multiple factors as we can guess. And actually, I'm implementation of one of the factors I would mention. Um, uh, we know probably from childhood, there are some people with adventurous souls, adventurous spirits, which always like to experience something new, to travel to different places, to enjoy and learn from different cultures. So this kind of people were always part of society. But our time brought new challenges, I would say new circumstances that actually help to create additional group of wanderers. For example, one of the biggest factors is the cost of living. And for retirees, for baby boomers specifically, this factor is really worrisome because with raising cost of living in North America, in United States, in Canada, with rising cost of healthcare and amenities which might help people to live a healthy lifestyle. People are looking for options, and Americans and Canadians were looking for these options way before COVID. But with the current situation and understanding that challenges of current life will bring additional hardship financially and medically, people already started to look for the options. For example, Costa Rica was known for a long time, and it's a place where many people already found their destination. There were some changes happening in Costa Rica, and there are some other locations less known but not less good that I feel I need to share with people. Other factors, political and economical instability. It's something that North Americans not familiar like people living in other parts of the world. Let's be honest. And I understood that North American, because of this lack of familiarity, might need additional help or support in their search. Mm, Taxation, it's another factor, and increased taxation in United States and Canada actually brought to the such tendency, not only tendency, I can share with you that I'm following investor migration reports. And if over the years, migration were mostly moving from Asia, from China, from Middle East, and from other countries to North America and to Europe, over the last 16 months, migrations are moving from US and from Canada to Europe or any other places.
Mm.
And as clear after investment, people will come. People already moving. I believe that we are living on an age of border of two different epoch. It's just start of transitional period, and nobody knows what will be in 2 and 3 years. I mean, in what world we will find ourselves. But
Mhm.
what is clear for me from knowledge of history, when such a things happen, people were always moving from country to country, from continent to continent. In addition, uh, remote work opportunities. It's a new, quite new phenomena when many people, professionals, after more than a year of working from home, realize that they can do the same work, actually working from home, being not in a congested apartment or an expensive city living environment, but actually to enjoy life more in a warmer climate, better location where cost of living is different, uh, and enjoy life and family life to different extent. So remote workers, an opportunity which were created by remote work, realized, and they started to look for remote work options and move accordingly. So at the same time, countries who are always looking on the changes in in a world scale, and some countries which were before geared to retirees started actually to create digital nomad visa. So I will share with you a little bit about visa lately, but I can just point out that emergence of the new type of visa when retirees and remote workers can now move and live in certain countries and enjoying different lifestyle brought different additional opportunities. So all this around now create new world which is open for people who might be considering and just don't know how to do it properly. So here I am with my information and my services.
Wow. It is exciting, and it's happening all around us. And I certainly didn't understand the level of migration that is really taking place. And you seem to be at the right place, doing the right thing for the right people. So your ideal clients are those that are remote workers, which I would say are probably Gen X and younger. Would you say?
Yes,
And
yes.
then you have your baby boomers now. They both have a desire to move and travel the country, but I'm sure that underneath these two ideal clients, they do have different lifestyle requirements for each of these groups. Can you identify what those different requirements would be?
Obviously there are the differences, and again the first group I'm devoted to work with, and by the way I belong somehow, I am on a actually on a border by age in between two groups. That's why I feel I understand challenges and opportunities of both. So baby boomers certainly have special lifestyle requirements, mostly because of age. it might be empty nesters or even single professionals who relying on their security check or other pension saving. And some of them are still working. By the way, there is overlap in between remote workers and baby boomers, because we know that many baby boomers these days are active, members of community, and actually they working. And my idea is to help them working at the same time enjoying the lifestyle. Speaking about remote workers, it's mostly family family oriented. I would say people with family, with children, and for this reason, obviously, they need different amenities. I'm looking for places where children can go to school or university. And by the way, sometimes remote workers might be engaged in some teaching opportunities. So different amenity, different places, different financial situation, different budget. I'm taking all this to consideration. Speaking about healthcare, actually these days, everyone, even younger, even our children understand how important is wellness and healthcare. But for baby boomers, obviously this concern is more, I would say, emerging. And I'm
Yes.
always trying and actually asking specific question concerning health situation, because based on the answer, I'm satisfying the need for this location. I just can add a little bit that in some places, what is interesting, expat communities consisting with baby boomers and remote workers. And I think it's not coincidence. With different amenities, the places that I'm working with are good for both groups, but with some varieties.
Mhm. And I can just in the conversation, two things came up for me is that there's probably a lot of remote workers who are also wanting to continue their education.
Yes.
Maybe they're now going towards their masters or maybe even their PhD. So then that university for even themselves would be different. And I would think that if they have young families, then daycare
Yeah.
will become an option that would be more for the remote worker than.
I can tell you that I even get some requirements from one lady. Her daughter was and still with ballet school, to look for the places where the ballet school, and she's a ballerina. So I was looking for places where this, in Mexico, actually in Mexico, and I found it was amazing for me myself. There are so many ballet school, like classical ballet and others. So there are specific requirements. That's why I'm working one-on-one with each family to understand the needs, to ask the question, and find the place which would satisfy family requirements and personal desires.
Wow. You're definitely well versed. Not only is your skill set wide, but it's also deep in your level of resources that you need to acquire in order to help these two communities.
I have scientific research experience in my previous life, I would say. And I actually have engineering degree, scientific research, and experience working in financial field and IT consulting. So
Yeah.
I actually combine my professional and life experience with my passion to help people now in international lifestyle consulting.
And it's
What a
wonderful
nice
that you're
marriage. Very left and right brain
Yeah.
coming together.
And it's wonderful that you're supporting remote workers as well as retirees, because a lot of times a person may be both, right? You can
Yes.
have retirees who want to, get into some remote work and maybe authoring a book or having some webinars or what have you. So there you have it. There will be remote worker as well as, being in a way a retiree. Investing in some other businesses or properties and what have you. So it's really awesome that you are serving these two groups, and they can really synergize in terms of whatever their requirements are. So let's turn the attention to the retirees for a little bit. What are the countries these days are attractive to retirees? And can you give us some examples?
Yes, sure. It's a countries that actually I'm following myself for the years, reading daily, as I say, news, English-speaking news from the countries of my interest, and have my personal friends and contacts in each of the countries. So I mentioned Costa Rica. Costa Rica was and is still very known as a retiree destination. But Costa Rica was kind of first, which still has very good marketing government program, and for the reason it's very good country to live. But there is Mexico, which kind of close by, but less maybe known for to many of Americans. But I can tell you that official stats all over the world, if you will look for Americans and Canadians living worldwide, the number one country is Mexico. Around 2 million of people, 1.5 million of Americans and 500,000 of Canadians living officially in Mexico. When I say officially, meaning they have temporary or permanent residency. Non-official, like tourists, we can live up to 6 months. I'm from Canada, you from US. So actually, many people enjoying this open visa rule with Mexico, spending winter and even more time as they wish. So that's why Mexico, one of the, I would say, number one country I am consulting many people to try on and live, because it's close to home for southern states of United States of America usually. But even now, you just cross a border with your truck. It's what many families do, and there's already formed excellent expat communities in different cities. And Mexico is a huge country. I know that people have some concern about security, but I can tell you that over the last statistic I checked this year, security and crime in United States is growing up, and to my surprise, in Mexico it's grown down. So up to this year, overall total crime states in Mexico less than it was, and United States high. But let's go from this topic. Anyway, there is a different states, Mexican states, with different climate, with different amenity, with excellent medical facilities and university, by the way. And usually in these cities, there's this thriving expat community of baby boomers and remote workers. For example, in Riviera Maya, it's Playa del Carmen. And I visited this place many times, and it's a known destination for Europeans and for both Americas. And actually, it's place where I'm considering probably to retire, where I started my Mexican journey. But Mexico is offering other places as well. Okay, I can speak about Panama. Panama is known in Americas, and not only Americas as well. Actually, number one taxation condition for retirees, and not only retirees in Panama. But even in Panama, there is different areas, there is different community of expats living in different places. That's why I would really suggest, person or family, based on their situation, what place might be better matching their family condition. And actually for businessmen, I can tell you, it's better to be in Panama City. When you're considering quiet lifestyle, there's best different region. Very known for many people, such excellent touristic destination as Portugal and Spain, but maybe not many people considering that actually Portugal and Spain are also number 1 and 2 retirement location for Europeans, but not only for Europeans. If actually speaking about Portugal, It's number one over the last 8 years in best condition, meaning immigration, taxation, cost of living, health-wise, and actual special visa which Portuguese government created to attract people, to attract investment. But it's actually Portugal is a very good country with mild climate, with very welcoming people, and I can tell you there's number of English-speaking communities in Portugal, which you hardly can find in other countries because of historical ties between Portuguese crown and actually Portuguese and British. So
Yes.
British for more than 100 years had the vacation homes and retirement destination in south of Portugal. That's why many other Scandinavian, Irish, German, whoever, and North American join this already established expat communities. The same is for Spain, and Spain is a wonderful country, as you know, and Italy. I kind of don't need to explain you what is Italy, but Italy offers different lifestyle. And actually, why I selected Italy and Bulgaria and Montenegro together with better known Portugal and Spain in regards to retirement, because each of these countries offering different lifestyle. That's why I'm matching people desires and budget with different countries. Speaking about Bulgaria and Montenegro, it's Eastern European countries which are less known to majority of North American, but I think it's hidden gems, and actually many German, Belgium, and people from Western Europe already discovered Bulgaria has beautiful resorts on the Black Sea, very affordable cost of living, very good climate, very welcoming people, food, medical facilities, and immigration rules are not very, hard to deal with. And Montenegro, it's a kind of less known country, but why I selected Montenegro? Because this country lately attract more and more Americans and Canadians. Again, beautiful beaches, beautiful amenities, properties. It's a small country which soon will be part of Schengen zone, as well as Bulgaria, but offering a really wonderful lifestyle, and many Americans and Canadians now moving to Montenegro.
Wow.
Pat,
You know,
we're gonna
that's
have to check them out, huh?
yeah, I
Later, it
know. You
sounds so
have me interested
fascinating.
now, right? I mean, Bulgaria was never on my
No,
bucket list, but now, now it
I'm
is. Now I'm
intrigued.
curious about learning more about it after this
Will provide you
conversation.
information and help. And by the way, even in Bulgaria, I know the places where there are English-speaking expat communities, and there are other places where mostly Russians, and there are other places where you can find Romanians. So I'm kind of
Interesting.
really do my research, and I have Bulgarian friends, so I have first-hand information.
Wow, that is amazing. I find, yeah, I'm a researcher, and I would find it all fascinating to do all the research in each of these countries to learn what makes them different and unique. And I'm sure that as people are contemplating moving outside of the US, that there are probably some initial steps that clients have to go through with you as they start really thinking about the process and making decisions. And so, how do you take your clients from the time they walk in the door? What do they need to know and do?
Specifically for this reason, I developed a questionnaire, know yourself questionnaire or form, which I advise each person who first time coming to my discovery consultation to work with. So actually these questions I created with desire to help people filter out themselves with spouses, partners, or family members, because there are some questions that probably they even didn't consider, or when they thinking about it, they already might work, on their desires and specify what is important for them. And I can just briefly tell you what kind of questions are in this questionnaire. It's, for example, accessibility to Canada in the United States. It's very important for me and for people to understand how far away they can go. It's a climate condition, which are very important for some of us, specifically for people with some health issues. Like I have section as languages. Obviously, it's important how many languages people are speaking if they desire to learn additional language, because I understand in certain age people less inclined to do it, but I always advise. But I understand that, from the day one, best what can be if people join English speaking communities. That's why I'm working in this regard. There is question about health care, required health care, infrastructure, which is important for people to understand, because not in every country infrastructure is the same as in United States. By the way, I can tell you that in some countries I'm working with, internet is better than in United States. So it's one of the requirements that I'm checking at first. I have also questions regarding culture, recreation. People like to be involved with an entertainment, because we're speaking about lifestyle, and lifestyle should be not less, but maybe better from whatever people used to have at home. It would be different, but I'm considering it's important part of lifestyle. There is section concerning taxes, education in school. It's specifically for families, remote workers, or families with children, or somebody who would like to take university course. By the way, these days almost all can be done online, but it's better to be close to university of your choice. Safety, very important. But this section is mostly for the women moving alone, or for people with certain, condition. And there was even such a questions which, like, are you afraid of spiders? Are you afraid of snakes? By the way, it's kind of small question, but it can be, game changing. And about some other factors. Okay, so questionnaire is just first step. After the person coming to me, we clarify the question, and I have already idea based on the answers what places might fit better. I'm asking additional question, usually to mostly two destination. If people asking me about additional research based on their question, here I'm starting to do my research. And main kind of product and service I'm providing, it's step-by-step plan. Now, when we have a clear destination, we are starting, I am offering to start plan, and step-by-step I'm providing information, what people need to learn about this country, about this region, in regards to taxation, in regards to financial situation. But I know I'm not professional in all these fields, so I'm connecting with taxation specialists, financial specialists in a home country, like in our case in Canada and United States. And when time will come, people will have consultation with international taxation specialists. I'm just telling you all my kind of nitty-gritty details, but it's important for people to know. And at some stage, actually, I'm connecting with local professional providers, what I mean in destination countries, based on what people are looking for. And by the way, there is another component in my business, it's investment component, because I understand that for many people, actually relocation might take time, and but investment in some property when we already select a destination in some community, it's really valuable first step, which might help to get residency in many cases, actually to kind of minimize effect like immigration rules, like all this coming in one package to help person to relocate. And again, even if it will be in year or two, but person has already property he might enjoy as a vacation and have a passive income in the time he is living at home country. And by the way, I'm not speaking about immigration only. There's very valuable option to live part-time. There is only kind of some caveats that, for example, in Europe, I didn't mention it before, but it's probably important to mention. Americans and Canadians, actually all non-Europeans, cannot live more than 3 months. That's why it's important to know immigration rules and follow them, when considering to live, even for 6 months. So you need to do some paperwork, and investment might help in this situation. Like with Latin American countries, it's a different, like every country, it's actually different story, but this kind of important difference where investment actually helping investment in property, and not only in property, but some specific might help person to be legal and get, residency and citizenship, second citizenship quickly.
Wow. So there is definitely a detailed planning process to get people ready to make that transition. So what is the one thing that really most people don't consider when it comes to moving overseas, that if it hadn't been for your questionnaire, they would have just missed it?
Even my questionnaire is not asking people about this kind of questions, but I'm trying in my consultation to tap this area, and in my step-by-step plan to provide information in this regard. It's how actually lifestyle and mentality of North American is different with any country you might select as your destination, even for part-time. So people, and I know it's from my own immigration experience, nobody prepared me what kind of mentality inconsistencies, I would say, or challenges I might find in new country. And even I would say after immigration in one country, my first immigration was to Israel, and I thought that now I know, now I have experience. I found that my second immigration to Canada brought different challenges. So I'm trying to help people to be open-minded, to consider and to learn, not only to consider. That's why I'm providing information, to learn a little bit more about culture, about history of these people, so you would be prepared to some different way of living. For me, it's very interesting and exciting. For some people who are not ready, it might be a little bit daunting. So I'm trying to eliminate this phase and make lemonade from the lemon. It might.
Yes, I can see if people are not open or don't like change as much as they would like to live in another country, that the change may be too dramatic for them, right?
And I can tell you that actually it's not for everyone. Let's be open. And I mentioned, adventure soul, people who really traveled, who already had some experience and ideas about how people are living in different countries. But again, to travel and to live, it's not the same. Travel is kind of first step. To be traveler, you have absolutely different perspective. When you live, when you go day to day and you discover new way of, I don't know, utilities are operating, or, educational system are different, medical system are different. So
Yeah.
it's what I'm trying to share, so people would be less surprised.
Less surprise. Yes, and I can see how they would need some help in really making that transition. So what steps do you take to help them transition into a new country?
So it's my consultation, it's my step-by-step plan, and I'm providing resources, articles, I'm collecting them, videos, and
Mhm.
actually updating them every year, like medical reports, like medical system. Even some movies, even some
Mhm.
books. I understand people are busy these days. That's why I am kind of researching the information and accommodate it based to the personal style. So trying to help.
And actually, you mentioned it earlier too, and that is the reason you kind of get people connected with the expat communities, right, within the countries that you are introducing them into, as well as perhaps even helping them um, sort of get into the communities, right? Be getting introduced more into the communities. So there's this homesickness, right? Whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
it's still a different thing. And there should be sort of various ways that people can sort of get help and support with so that their transition is less painful.
Absolutely, absolutely. Specifically for this reason, actually, I'm looking for the project which providing community living and companies I'm connected with in Latin America, in Mexico, in Europe. Actually, why I selected this say developer or this provider rather than other one, because they have the same ideas as I have, community living, expat communities, or it's a places with already developed expat community,
Mhm.
where people can get first advices, on day-to-day things which are very important at the beginning, where they
Mhm.
can find English-speaking people or people actually from different countries who are looking for communication, who are looking for actually supporting each other. And I have even another advice to some people who really concern about homesickness you mentioned.
Mhm.
I would speak about nostalgia. If you can, and I think in baby boomers case, it might be a real situation to have two, three, a couple of friends, so people from your kind of today's life with the same ideas, come together, live, I mean, to the place, move for some time, for 6 months, move together. You will help each other, you will
Mhm.
rely on each other, and you will have good company
Yeah.
at first. And actually, it's one of my advices to people who asking me, these kind of questions.
Yeah, and also maybe migrate with extended family members, right? Your
Yeah.
in-laws and cousins and so on. You know, if this is really such a wonderful place and people can trial living there, as you mentioned. So
This
Mhm.
is
now we're gonna have to tell the audience how to reach you.
Yes, you can reach me, and my website is very simple. My first and last name together, emilybron.com, and you can find me. Or International Lifestyle Consulting by Emily. Yes, there is my homepage. You can also find me by searching in LinkedIn. And lately, I created a live coffee chat for 30 minutes live event every week. By the way, tomorrow it's a day. It's
Fun.
in the middle of the day for EST time, and I this 30 minutes I'm trying to answer the question, to gather your question, and lately I would create presentations and webinars based on questions you have. I'm also can be found in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, actually, YouTube. I have my YouTube channel, and soon when I will be traveling in Eastern Europe or Latin America, I will add additional content and kind of material from the places I'm speaking about now.
Yeah, and
Wow.
Emily's phone number and email address can also be found on her website. So, folks, don't miss this opportunity to get in touch with Emily.
Yes, and
Oh, is it
actually, my
six?
website has all links to my social media, to my YouTube,
Nice.
and special resources, which might help you.
And let's talk about the bonus free gift that you're offering to our viewers.
Yes, I'm coming, no, not empty-handed. I created two ebooks, and actually one which might be very valuable for people who considering first steps,
Hmm.
the best countries to retire in 2021, and using the link to be provided, you can get the book and get the first basic, or maybe not basic, but starting information about country, and you can start already considering it. For any other details, come to my site, book consultation, and we will discuss the details.
Wow. It it's got me interested in dipping my toes and learning a little bit more about Bulgaria because she sparked my interest on that. Which country was of interest for you, Pearl?
I'm really curious about Montenegro, to be honest. I have not really heard much about that country. And of course, Bulgaria too. So I just need to learn more.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you have that coffee chat where people can just come in and just be curious.
Mhm.
And even if they're just in the investigative phase of things, they can learn a little bit more and be able to make a wise decision. That's
Yeah, and people
what a
can
fun
plan
career.
ahead, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're not retiring yet, it's something to keep in the back of your mind that these are the good options.
Yes, so Coffee Chat is also created the same link actually in my Facebook, and I have group created in Facebook for people after than actually to know each other. It's a
Yeah.
Facebook group, International Lifestyle Consulting by Emily, all from my Facebook page, where it would be private group, so people will feel comfortable,
Mhm.
relaxed, and ask any question, and where I hope actually even some groups of friends and future communities might be formed, and I would be providing webinars in these groups for participants.
Wow, it's a one-stop shop. Let me tell you, that's it's been really impressive. Thank you so much, Emily, for
Yeah, and let's
sharing your. You can tell that you're so passionate about it.
I do, and I will obviously let everyone know via my social media and website. By the way, I have blog. I forgot. I have blogging articles in my website as well. I'm just waiting for opportunity when travel restriction will be less restrictive.
Restrictive, right? Because I'm sure that and then it'll
Yeah,
be an interesting winter to see how that changes. Because in the U.S. we're starting to see COVID-19 cases rise, and always curious. I'm sure you have to stay on top of that on a daily basis, right?
I
Is
am.
how is
I'm
COVID
checking.
affecting everything?
That's why I still cannot travel, because my decision, based on actually visa, COVID now is a travel visa. It's kind of additional issue now, and
Sure.
in Canada, like I don't have yet travel passport. So, and actually all this information, it's valuable for everyone. But I feel just for time being, in couple of months, we will overcome this.
Yeah.
Travel passport.
Things will change. Things will change.
Yes.
certainly well. And now this. Well, just a little teaser once again to remember to give Emily Bron a call.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emily. You have broadened our perspective on living abroad and things to think about. And certainly, you're the guide by the side for families and retirees for sure. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. You're always welcomed. And, every day I get more information and might be additional countries and actually new connections.
Yeah.
It's what I'm looking for. And new expat communities, new connections, new projects uh, to satisfy different needs.
Yes. So Emily's your gal.
There
So
you
thank
go.
you so much. So next month, our show is on August 18th, and it's about the proven ways to be truly happy. And Pearl and I will be having a discussion on what does it take to really be happy. And we'll share our stories and tips and sites that you can add to your repertoire of tools in order to live a happy life, which we all desire. So,
And
Pearl, take us away with our quote.
with that, our quote tonight is travel helps us celebrate differences and overcome misunderstandings, big and little, between people. And this is by Rick Steves. He's an American travel writer, author, activist, and TV personality. So, folks, international travels is definitely something that you do not want to miss. Emily, thank you very much once again
Thank you. Thank you.
for being on our show. And this wraps up our show, Kat.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to be here with Pearl and just adding value. So, with that, until
we'll-
next time.
Yes, we'll catch you on August 18th. Bye for now.
Thank you.